Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. My name's Elizabeth, and I want to share information, tips, and ideas on how you can live a happier and healthier life. And we talk a lot about money, financial education, personal development, mindset, and mastering your emotions along the way. And so today I have a message for you guys about your blessings can be a gift, and also the struggles that you have can be a gift as well. And so what I mean by this is, depending on where you start in life, you need to look at your unfair advantages. And so there's a book on this that I'm going to look into, and I'll maybe do a summary of it if it's good and if it would be helpful. But a lot of people and mentors I've been listening to say to look at your unfair advantages. What do you have in your life? What do you know? What have you experienced? What do you have? What resources do you have? What are the things that are unfair advantages that are hard to replicate that you have that other people don't? And this is really key and really important because it could help you to figure out where you should start pouring into, what job you could get that maybe would be really hard to get, what job you could acquire that you are really qualified for, maybe what you should start your business area in, or maybe YouTube, what I should be talking about, right? And so these unfair advantages are things that are unique to you, because we could all have discipline. We could all have grit. We could all have hard work. Use those, because a lot of people don't use those as well. But what are the things that are unfair? And so Ali Abdaal talks about this when he started his YouTube channel. He was a Cambridge University student. He was also a medical student at Cambridge University. He also was first in his class. And so he used those things, and he had been teaching people before and tutoring people. And so he taught people how to get in to Cambridge Medical School, a really great school that a lot of people wanted to get into. It was a need. It was a desire of somebody else. That's a key too. What do other people desire and want, and how can you solve their problems? But that's an unfair advantage. There's a lot of people who didn't get accepted, or a lot of people who aren't doing that, and a lot of people who aren't doctors, but there's that specific niche there. And so what is your unfair advantage? And the reason I talked about the blessings and then also the hardships that you have is because that can be an unfair advantage too. So many successful people have talked about that. Use what you have. If you have education, use that. If you have a great life or money or resources and capital, use that. But if you don't, you have nothing to lose. And you also have this hunger they talked about in the unfair advantage too. They talked about that you have this drive, like a lot of immigrants or people who came to America for opportunity, they have that drive, right? Or parents who told their kids, like, you are going to be on your own by 18. So what do you want to do? What skills can you learn? How can you be valuable? What can you do? There's, of course, problems that come up by being there. Maybe they have a really good job, but then they're miserable. They don't like that. And so that's a whole nother story. But what is your unfair advantage? Because the lack that you have, Dolly Parton said this, she's like, well, I didn't have anything to lose. I had everything to gain. And so she was comfortable taking those risks and putting herself out there. A lot of people who might have this status or they feel comfortable, it's really hard to go take some of these risks because they already have a lot. Or if you start having your family or things of that nature, it's hard because you don't want to end up losing your job. Maybe you want to go take a risk or be an entrepreneur or something, but you don't want to put your family in a rough situation because you don't know if it will work out. If it does work out, there's major upside, but what if it doesn't? And so use what you have. Start thinking about that. Start thinking about what are your unfair advantages? What are the strengths that you have? Write those out. It can be something with what you studied, if you went to college or to school, or something that you specifically took courses in. What is something that you know a lot about? Are you a doctor? Okay. How can you use that, right? Are you an engineer? There was even someone who put together everything he learned from engineering and coding. He put this ebook together in this big pamphlet or something, and he's made millions of dollars for that. It doesn't mean you have to make money. I know we do talk about money on this channel, but that also can help you find your gifts or help you find where you're meant to do a job or to do something for fun on the side, right? You have gifts. I think a lot of people don't realize the gifts that they have, and that's something I want to do and focus on this channel, or at least do a couple of videos about finding your gifts, recognizing your gifts, seeing what makes you unique, or even building more skills and strengths that you don't already have, but that you want, that can be of service and that can help someone else and that you feel good about. Because we all have gifts. We're all unique. The things that you think are easy might not be easy to other people. The things that you just do automatically and don't even think about are actually really big gifts that are hard for somebody else. So how can you capitalize on them? How can you use them? And how can you use them to help other people? So what are your unfair advantages? Don't be discouraged if you are in a struggling, if you have struggled or if you've been in a tough spot. use that to your advantage. How can you use that to your advantage? Maybe you've adopted a lot of character traits that are really, really helpful to go on a tough journey like entrepreneurship or something that would allow you to not care and put yourself out there and have grit and resilience and keep moving forward, right? Instead of just being all comfortable. Maybe you have some capital or resources or education that you can then use to help serve someone else who doesn't have those same things, or to get you to a different place. And so think about that. I encourage you to write this down. I can do a more in-depth video if that's something you're interested in, but I really felt called to share that with you, that you have gifts. Figure out what those are and know, and don't be discouraged if you were in a rough, or if you are in a rough situation, you can use that to your advantage as well. And then if you are in a good space, or if you have certain things that you've been blessed to have, like an education or like certain experiences or travel or things, how can you use that to help someone else, or to create a product or something that can bring value to the world? So thanks so much for being here. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments below. Feel free to like and subscribe, share with a friend, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys. Find your unfair advantages, find your gifts, tap into them, know that you have them, and use them to share with the world. Bye guys. You got this.